guys, you're back here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and I am on my second Monday of Fae offerings. So one thing that I was talking about in the video before this, I believe, was this little door that I've made to put in my garden. And this is actually a vintage dollhouse refrigerator. And I know that the Fae like food, so I feel like it's an interesting little magical door that I'm going to half plant in my garden this evening. Now, if you watched my grape video, you know that sometimes it's hard for me to do videos outside because my landlord lives right next door, and I don't want to be interrupted like that again. So I'll try and do videos outside, but if they're few and far between, it's just because of that. So let's put some little things in here because I want to make this a little permanent, almost garden altar for my Fae. And when they pass through that realm into this to help me, I want them to pass over some really cool things that stay permanently built into my garden. So one thing I want to put in there for sure is a chunk of my mother rock of dragon's blood, and you guys know how special that is to me. I was thinking about just putting a little piece in, but I know that the Fae want much more than that, and they want the best that I have to offer. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put that on one of the little shelves here. And which one will just be defined upon my intuition in the moment. You guys, it's so beautiful. Oh, it smells like heaven. It smells spicy. It smells gorgeous. Oh, that was the third one I touched, so that will be that. So I'm giving them a really nice sized chunk, you guys. So my kinfolk, the Fae, this is for you. You go on shelf 3. There we go. Dragon's blood. And I also want to give them a piece of frankincense. I was thinking about myrrh, but intuition just said no. So I will give them a piece of my mother bowl of this frankincense. And I think this one's going to be lovely. So give them that one. Nice size chunk. Oh, that smells so good. Honestly, it does smell like Catholic Church, like Mass. But it does resonate well with me. Resonate. So I've given them some very special resins that are both expensive and just gorgeous and smell, taste, olfactory, all of it. Put those on the third shelf there. Some rose hips that my husband picked for our chinchillas and my witchcraft. I'm just gonna, if I had a whole rose hip that was dried, I'd put that in there. But instead, I'm just gonna put this lovely one that looks like a little hat. Maybe the Fae would like to wear that for a little hat. I don't know. I don't know what they like, but I support it. Like I said, guys, if you have comments on what you think I could do better, because this is just, I'm just getting into the Fae and the offerings for them, please let me know. So I've gotten the rose hips down, and I want them to protect the love in this home, and the love I have with my husband, and the love I have with my child, which leads me to the next thing. I know they like sparkly things, and my daughter gave this to me for a gift, but it turns my finger green because it's obviously not real. But I think the Fae will love it because a gift from a child is so special. Like, it doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be given from that pure innocence, right? So the rose hip for me and my husband, this ring for me and my daughter. I'm going to put that right on the top. Maybe they can wear it like a little crown. Maybe they would love that. If I was a little fairy, I would love that. Okay, I've just got so many things, but I heard they like statues, and I don't have any fairy statues, but I do have this teeny tiny mushroom statue, so I thought that would be cool. So I'm going to pop that in the bottom. Yay, it does fit. Okay. And the fairy are so small, so I thought they might need a ladder to, like, help me do teeny tiny things in my garden. So I think this is so cute, you guys. This is so cute, this little tiny ladder. And that came in my bag of soldiers that I got at the charity shop. This actually, the ladder isn't going to fit in there. So I'm probably just going to make a little hook on the side and just hook it right on the side there so that they can climb up it. For now, I'll just arch it there, okay? Or I can just plant it in my garden. We'll see what works. Another thing is I heard they like teeny tiny shells. My friend Violet told me that. Hi, Violet! Thank you for helping me with my little witchy fridge. You and Holly, you guys are so great. So I have this ancestor oyster shell that my ancestors all picked together in the 1970s before I was born, but it was like a family reunion, and so this is really special to like my heritage, my ancestry, but this won't fit in there. So when I grind these up, the only thing that's left is just like one little chunk that never grinds up from the base of it. So I have 2 of those left, and I'm just going to put 1 of those in there. So that's one of my ancestor oyster shells, the chunk that won't grind up. And I knew there was a reason. It's for my little Fae fridge. Kiss your things, you guys. Also, you'll be able to kiss the Fae because when they come through this little door, they'll have your kisses. Ah! So the oyster shell will go, I feel, just here. Yeah. And now I want to put in a crystal that I've had. I have all these smoky quartz points, and I keep those in my window by my bed. I've recently rearranged my room. I have a lot more room in here. It's great. And now my head literally lays in the moonlight, right where these crystals lay. So honestly, it goes moon, crystals, my head. I feel kind of connected to these on a different way as well. I'm going to drop a bunch of these in my hand and then just pick which one. Faye, which ones do you want? This is the one. It's probably the biggest one. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. It's a good size, you guys. They'll be nice and happy with that. Here's the other ones that they didn't want. Nice. 3 kisses. I'm going to put that... Oh, with the little... No, with the resins. I like that. Okay. Alright. Now these stones will go back in my window. Keep charging in the moonlight. Where's my cork? There it is. Where are we at for time? We're doing good. Alright. I like this view. You get more of my taxidermy. And if you haven't watched the video on my newest baby, I call her Claire because she has... I just got her from a charity shop. And she has no eyes. So I'm going to use her for clairvoyance. And she kind of looks like me, look. So watch my video on the little witchy haul that I just got from a charity shop. Claire, thank you for your help, baby. You're so beautiful. Okay, so, and maybe she looks a little fairyish. I don't know. I don't know much about them yet. I'm just so interested, though. Another thing that my friend Violet told me that the Fae like when she was helping me read from a book that she had. We talk on the phone, which is a big deal, right? Because, like, not everybody does that. But I just called her one day. I'm like, hopefully she'll pick up, and she did. So I've got these lemon seeds, which I've gotten from, like, a Whole Foods. And then I ate the lemons and I dried the seeds because I knew someday they'd be good for magics, even though I didn't particularly find them in a book on herbalism. But you guys, our intuition tells us to keep things for a reason. So I'm going to be putting 7 lemon seeds in there. 1, 2, because 7 is the number of alchemy. So, for the Fae, 7 beautiful lemon seeds. Why do you guys not want to go in there? Get in there. It's a tricky little door. Alright. Thank you. Okay. So also what Violet told me was tiny little fruits. If you watch my kumquat video on how to use kumquats in magic, I have these 3 tiny kumquats that were dried, and it's the whole fruit. They weren't carved out and then dried. It's just 3. And I haven't wanted to use these because they're like really special to me, and they're in one of my favorite teeniest, tiniest jars. That's why I feel they would be a super cool addition to this, is because you want to offer your gods, your goddesses, and the fae the most special things that you have, from what I understand. So I will be putting that with the resins and the stones, okay? And it looks like a little curio case in here. When I'm done, I'm going to hold it up for you guys. Now, they love flowers, right? They love smells. So what I'm going to do now, because I might forget later when I get out to the garden, is I'm going to sprinkle rose water all over this. Put it in my palm so it connects with Jen. Touch it with my intention. Hold my intention. And then I'm splatting that all over that, but there wasn't actually enough in there because it kind of absorbed in my hand. There. Now it's, whoop, there go the rings. Now it's actually coming off of me and going onto that. I'm connecting with the fae. When they come through this door from that realm into ours, and these are just my guesses, you guys, because this is just my intuition and how I feel. Oh, that rose water on dreads, such a nice smell. And a good conditioner. They're going to just love that smell, believe me, because I believe in it. With intuition. Tell me if I'm wrong, though. Okay, so another thing I wanted to show you that was special was my, I have my Beltane pole from the last Beltane that we had just this May 1st. And since we live in city and we're not able to actually like do the tradition where you write the intentions and then you burn it in the garden and it goes in, and that's such a cool thing. I love that. If I was way out in the country, I'd do that. But we couldn't burn ours. So here's my maypole, which I really did an intricate job on all the pins and the colors, and it's rattled and tattered right now because it's been in the wind, and me and my daughter danced with it, and we held our intuition in the string and danced around it and twirled them all up. It was really great. I had some butterflies on here, but anyway, I cut from this because it was such a fun day, and it was such a fun week that we played with it in the middle of the yard and spun around it. Such a cool tradition. I had such a good time making it. And then I often cut from it to get some sparkly thread from that special day. And the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because I hear that the fae love, flowers and sparkly things and special things. So I'm taking from a very special thing a flower from it. It's a fake rose. And the sparkliest of all my ribbons from my Beltane maypole. And now I'm going to tie those around this rose. Well, okay, the rose isn't going to fit in there, so I guess the rose didn't end up working out right, because I don't want to shove it in and make it, not exactly right, so it wasn't meant to be. However, I am going to take these 4 Beltane ribbons and a dread that I just cut from one that was kind of coming apart in here. My actual, hair, my DNA, and I'm going to tie it into these ribbons here really quickly, hopefully, if I can. And it's really good to make up your own rituals, you guys. I think that's a point that I make enough when I talk in my videos, but I need to say it in this one for sure, because I'm making up my own fae rituals right now just based on what I could find from YouTube. What I could get information from my girlfriend Holly and Violet, and anyone else that I could find to talk to about it, but mostly those girls that I'm very close with and that respond to me within the hour or actually pick up the phone when I call or Skype. So yeah, make up your own workings, because you'll have your full intention behind it. Nobody knows that spell better than you, and just trust that when you make something up on the spot that it's going to be what it's meant to be, and it's going to be right. Don't second guess yourself, because that first voice you hear in your head, that's it, guys. That's your intuition. That's magic. Listen to that. I believe it's called clairsentience. And that's what's strongest in me. I'm working on my clairvoyance with Claire and with books and other things. But my clairsentience seems to be strong, and I think that's the right word. There's a lot of clairs categories. So here's what I've tied up. Here's my thread that I've cut just before the video. And then it's tied with 4 of my Beltane maypoles from this last year. And I'm just going to tuck it right down below, and it's going to go with my oyster shell from my ancestors. And I don't want a ton to stick out, maybe just a little of the hair. Yeah, like that. That's good. And you'll see it when I bring it up. Oh, we're pushing time. Okay, I want to put a little bit of rosemary from my garden in here. That we've dried from this home, because when the fae come through this door, I want to keep them protected just like they're protecting me, okay? So just a pinch, whatever's meant to be in there will be in there. I'm going to put that down in the bottom with the mushroom. Ah, that smells so good. So good, you guys. Now I have lilac. And in a different video with the fae, I use lilac from Peggy's. This is lilac from this address right here. And because I want the fae to be protecting this house, right? Yeah, that's a nice one. Beautiful. It's still purple. Oh, it smells like tea, you guys. Where should I put that? Maybe up with the little crown. Right behind the crown. Crown on top of the lilac. Yeah. That'll look cool. And I'm an artist, you guys. Like, it's all got to be set up nice and, like, look really creepy and cool. So, I've been thinking about this all day. I'm just so glad I finally came to tune with something and found this little fridge. Because it just makes so much sense. I'm also going to be doing a bread and milk offering, if I forget to say that. That's not the chunk that they want. They want a better chunk. Okay. This is the chunk that I pulled for the mugwort. Fresh that I grew from my garden. Put that with the resins. And also I want to put a piece of my mandrake root in there, William, because that's definitely a protector of your home. Don't ever touch this with your bare hands, you guys. It's poisonous. I'm going to put this one in there. Okay. I'm going to put that with the very bottom with the rosemary. And if you don't know what mandrake root is, you should really check out my mandrake root video, because there's such cool legends and lore, and it's in cinema and it's in Disney movies, and it's crazy. They love feathers and beautiful things, so I'm going to intuitively pull this feather, and I'm just going to give them the best bits, and then we'll do a video on what I use the end bits for, because we cut up when I made a witch's ladder in a different video. We did cut right there, and we left all this beautiful feather. Well, the taxidermy witch doesn't let anything go to waste. That's what my channel's about. So we're going to do something on what to do with these. I have quite a few of them now. So I'm just giving the fae the best bit, and I'm giving them this bit, okay? And I'm actually even going to trim it down further so they get, like, literally the best bit. I've never done this before. But I want to make it fit into that little refrigerator uber perfectly. I'm giving them this. This is cool. I'm excited. Enjoy, little fae. I should, if it could look like a locker if I just taped it on the door. Oh, if I had thought it through, that's okay. They'll still live it. Now I'll tape it on the door after the video. Okay, so I'm also going to put a couple of petals from a wedding rose from my wedding bouquet to Alex. Okay. Violet suggested because the Fae are so tiny, they might like a teeny tiny grape. However, it's not dried. I don't want it to rot, so I'm going to leave it in the offering. I'm not going to leave it in this permanent little fridge. Okay, I've got the feathers. I've got the rose. Okay, I was questioning whether I should do a snake shed because I know the Fae like to stay hidden. And I don't know enough about it, so if you guys think that a snake shed, because they're great for invisibility, I had them in my car once and I almost got hit twice because I was so invisible in my car and with a little amulet of snake sheds. If you guys think they'd like that in the little door, let me know and I'll add it, but right now I don't know enough about it. I don't want them to be angry with me, so I'm not feeling it fully, so I need to ask you. Now the last thing I'm going to do, we still have about 4 minutes left in the video. They love honey. Okay, they love mead. They love any kind of natural alcohol. So, before I forget to show you the little fridge and what it looks like, I'm going to tape the feather here and I'm going to tape the ladder here. Inside, the jewels, the mugwort, I mean, we went through all the things. That's what we've got. It doesn't look exactly perfect, but the Fae will know. And the Fae will be happy and appreciative of what I've given them. Because it's so special, this offering that I've made that as a permanent one, and then I'll give my weekly Mondays, right? Okay. So they love natural alcohol, they love mead. You know we grow so many things in our yard. So, just recently I've been making metheglin, which is herbal mead. Mead with a medicinal purpose beyond alcohol and honey. Just today I was thrifting and found this teeny tiny bottle. It's so brilliantly perfect. I'm giving them a permanent, I'm going to fill this with the metheglin, put the cap on, burn some wax over the top, seal it, bury it halfway in my garden, right next to this little fridge. You guys, this offering I feel is going to be so killer. So killer. So as hard as it is to bring the Fae to America, because I hear that they're just like so prominent in the UK, but it's a little harder in America, I know that they'll be here and be appreciative of this. So another thing that I have to say is, just a moment. Okay. I couldn't get the funnel to fit into this teeny tiny jar because it's so teeny tiny that I need to pour some metheglin into the mead, the herbal mead. I'm going to stop calling it the true name because it sounds bad. I'm going to pour the herbal mead into this clean jar right after I stir it. I want you guys to see it. And I'm going to stir it, and it starts to bubble because it's at the point where it's doing that now. I know you can't really hear it, but it's magic at this point. So what I need to do is, and it's definitely alcohol. I tasted it yesterday. It's not a high percent at all. It's not a high percent at all, but it's definitely magic. Okay, so basically, since I couldn't get the funnel into this little jar, I have cleaned out like a dropper And now I'm going to, there's not enough time in the video, but I'm going to fill this completely. And as I put this into here, as I drop it in, my intention as I push that liquid into that tiny bottle, my intention goes in with the actual physical push of that. Now that's really special, you guys. When I get out to my garden and plant all of this, I am going to show you what it looks like, because I'm really so proud of this. Thank you for hanging out with me for a whole 25-minute video, and come back to see me put it in my garden. Jen the Taxidermy Witch. Love you guys.